You want
All
to
right,
get us
welcome
going?
to the Still No Name podcast. I think today we're gonna try the Talking Shit podcast. I'm with it. Oh shit! Wait, oops, sorry.
Thanks. No, it's all good.
Oh, this time I put it down and you didn't.
I was waiting too long.
Too fucking thirsty.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we'll try the new name. We'll try the name Talking Shit
We're just gonna be
or
talking shit.
just talking. Nah,
We still don't have a name.
I'm fucking.
This is episode 4.
That's how creative I am right now. My
Well,
creative.
we're worried about other things. I mean,
My creative flow is at a standstill. I was just talking
So-
about that with a local artist in Rhode Island.
so Herson, let's talk about your week in real estate. What's up? What's happening with you this week?
Actually, so this week I have a weird coincidence. It paid off going to the Eagles game. I will say I ran into a nice couple, married couple, from Philly, and we have a lot in common. I'm not a Philly fan, not a fucking Philly fan. Just making sure I put that out there. But nonetheless, we connected. It was a great weekend of showings. I want to say we did like 10 showings, and here's a coincidence. Got 3 clients, Philly couple.
Yep.
I'm doing virtual showings from someone in Puerto Rico that's a teacher in Northeastern, and I have a client that called in, found me online from North Carolina, kind of work his way back up here. And I'm like, how does that happen?
Right.
So it was a different, intriguing. Have you ever heard you found a house too damn fast for people?
Me personally, no.
That happened to me last night. So after a week of showings,
So they called you up and they were like, Herson, you are too good.
I mean, I wouldn't put it just like that. It was,
I love that response.
I mean, it was more of a hesitant to move forward with a house that, to their standards, checked all the boxes.
Right.
To say that they felt like they found it too fast. For the first weekend of showings, they don't know what else is out there. To my point was, well, what if nothing comes
Right.
up that checks all the boxes like this?
So
one?
this had everything they wanted?
Essentially everything. The location is good. If it could be better, it would be way too good to be true.
And they're pre-approved?
They're
and
pre-approved, everything to go.
They just didn't pull the trigger?
We pulled the trigger this morning.
Okay.
But this was after a lengthy conversation
Yep.
of like, what would make the deal sweeter? And I mean, it came down to like, just offer $10K less. I'm like, why not?
Sure.
If you're okay with not getting the house because you think there's more out there, then what is the harm of getting the house if you get it at a better price?
Yeah, and especially if it checks all their boxes. I mean, who's
And
to say one doesn't for the next?
And that was my argument.
So
I was like,
long
listen, I'm glad this one did, but I can't promise that there'll be another one. I know your boxes, and they're not that hard to check, but you're
So you
taking
just
the
submitted
gamble.
this morning?
So we submitted this morning.
Nice,
so
good for you.
We'll see how that goes.
It might take a day or two to get the response. But
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
So, by yourself?
This week's been a roller coaster, man. For me, actually, I'm kind of dealing with. I'm trying to say this as respectfully as possible.
No, you can be disrespectful. It's fine.
No, I don't want to, because again, this is my way of life. This is how I make money. So I want to respect people's processes and things, but I'll get into it later. So long and short is I got a listing appointment with a nice couple.
Yep.
They're empty nesters. They have adult
Empty
children.
nesters.
Right.
Can you elaborate? What's
So empty nesters are, for the most part, older individuals who have had kids and raised a family in a house, and their kids have grown,
Left nest.
and their kids have started families and moved out of the house, and now they have this large, 5-bedroom, 3-bath house that is just too much for them, and they want to downgrade and kind of have a better environment to live in because the house is massive. So anyways, last week I went on a listing point with them. It went very well. We spoke of how we're going to get it sold, the time frame, the fees that it's going to cost to get a house sold, things like that, the general listing appointment. And everything seemed great. They wanted to speak it over for a day, which is very normal. So they came back to me, and It just so happens that the wife signed the listing agreement, but the husband did not. So I'm like, oh, okay. So let me, maybe he just is having trouble because we do a lot of things electronically, e-sign, and some people aren't just very technically inclined sometimes. Excuse me. So, excuse me again. So they, so I called the husband. I said, hey, just making sure you had a chance to review the documents. Do you have any questions? This, that, and the other. And he originally had an issue with the time frame that it was going to take me to sell the house. He thought, so I signed a 6-month listing agreement, which you and I both well know. It's not going to take me 6 months to sell the house. It just gives us more time, precautionary, exactly. So he didn't like the 6 months. He said, listen, I only want to sign an agreement for 3 months. I said, great. Is everything else, terms-wise good? He said, yep, just the time. Great. I sent him back another listing agreement with a 3-month contract time frame, and he didn't sign it. And this was a couple days went by, and I don't, I'm not pushy on people. If they need time to look it over and read it, great. So like 2 or 3 days goes by, and I call him again and say, hey, I sent you the new one. I noticed you didn't sign. And he goes, yeah, now we're having a problem with your fee. So without getting into specifics, for those who have never possibly sold a home and don't know how it works, obviously we don't work for free. On top of that, there are other incurred costs throughout the process, such as marketing, advertising. If you're a seller, you have to provide a certain percentage to a buyer's agent for procuring a willing and able buyer for that sale. So there's a whole chunk of the percentage of the listing that comes out of it to begin with. So I tried to explain it all to him, and long and short is he wanted me to basically cut my fee by 1/3.
Oh, he's tough.
So he wanted me, instead of doing it for, X percent, he wanted me to do it. He wanted me to do it for 1/3 of what I normally do for. And as much as I respect the fact that maybe they're in a financial, their financial situation isn't, it could be any, or they could just be cheap. They could just be as simple as they're cheap. So I've been going at a back and forth with them about, I would love to be able to give it to you for the least amount, my good service for the least amount possible, but at what you have requested, it's actually impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. I can't.
It's that triangle, right?
Right.
I can be cheap and fast, but it won't be good.
So long story short is him and I are going back and forth about what the lowest possible price is that I could do it for. You and I both well know, and especially in the environment we work in, we know our worth, we know our processes works, and we know that what we charge for our fee isn't because we're greedy, it's because we provide a higher level of service, which means we may need just a little bit more than 1/3 of what we normally make, right?
If Instagram has taught me anything in the last year or so, especially during COVID, I know we all see those reels, and at the time there was a lot going by that said, you know what you're worth, you know what you charge, and the price is the price.
Right.
And I mean, real estate's no different.
Now here's the thing too, though, is like if let's just say hypothetically speaking, your fee for listing a house is 5%, right? If somebody's like, hey, listen, like that's all well and good, but for whatever reason, I can only do it for 4.5%. I could work with that. You know what I mean? Like that's not such a huge drastic change between what my normal fee would be and what you can do it for, that we can generally work for that, and more than likely I can make it up somewhere else by getting you a higher sale price. There's other ways to work it out, so I don't have a problem with that, and I'm again, I want to stick to what my worth is, but I'm not going to lose a deal because of a 0.5%. It just doesn't make good financial or business sense to do that.
I get it.
However, if you're at 5 and the person's asking you to do it for 1,
that's not happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. It doesn't make any business sense for me to do business that way, because I would be paying money to sell your house.
It's going to cost you. Yeah,
I can't market it the way I want to do it. I can't advertise it the way I do it. I can't do open houses the way I want to do it. Like you're leaving me no option but to literally put it. Not even. I can't put a sign on your property.
Yeah. No, like you said, it brings down your quality of work.
Correct. And I'm not going to lower my standards because you want to save a quick buck.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
It's not going to happen, because at the end of the day, it's my reputation on the line, right?
I hope this doesn't sound too privileged, but
here we go.
I have
Hispanic privilege.
I have come to not a realization, but I have been in that position where not all money's good money.
Right.
And I know that could be a privileged thing to say. Like,
Yeah.
some people will do everything they can for the dollar, but I've had situations where I've looked back at a transaction and I'm like, I could have done without. Simply because either the headache, the amount of
Right.
work, and the trenches that I had to go through for that dollar was just,
Right.
at the end of the day, not worth it.
What I would do, especially for this podcast, since we're kind of talking about the listing side, what I'd like to take out of today's episode for potential sellers, like if you own a house, you own a condo, and like you're thinking of selling at any point, you're more than likely going to sell. When a listing agent comes in and says to you, "Hey, my fee is X%," they're not taking home X% and putting that into their bank account. Like, so again, for sake of a round number, 5%. A realtor is not taking 5%. So 5% of a $400,000, they're not taking home $50,000 and putting it in their bank. Out of that comes marketing, advertisement. They have to kick back to a brokerage where they hang their license, because that's how the world works. On top of that, if they take home, let's say they take home a third, let's say 6% and make it easy. They take home 2%. Guess what comes out of that 2%? 33% of that's taxes. Another 33% goes directly back into our business, our own personal brands, so that we can grow. And then another third goes to our families. So like, if you're taking home, if your commission is $10,000 overall and we're taking home $3,000, we're really only taking home $1,000 to our family. $1,000 is going back into our business, and the other $1,000 is going into an account so I can pay the man at the end of the year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people, and from what I've seen from first-time home sellers, is a great question. How do you make your money, and how much is it? Mm-hmm. And I always say, well, my fee is X%, but this is how it's broken down, and I actually only take home Y%. I only take home Y%. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times they go, oh, I didn't think that. I thought your fee may have been a little too high for me because I thought you were taking home X%. And I'm like, no. Like, a lot of people don't know that, so I think it would be good to educate people on the fact that.
I wanna add to that. First off, 5% of 400 is 20,000, but we could skip over that part. Second is, for sellers, and I mean, so I had a closing yesterday. He's a seller, awesome dude. It was probably one of the smoothest transactions I've had.
Good.
But he's also a buyer, right? Mm-hmm. So for sellers who are also buyers, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Right. And what I mean is, like, you try to pay less on the selling side, because you know that your buyer might want to ask for seller concessions, or the buyer that's going to buy your property might ask for seller concessions, etc. Mm-hmm. And you might fork up money there. But guess what? You're going to be the buyer too. Mm-hmm. And guess what you're going to do when you go? You're going to do the same thing. And then for some reason, you can't understand why a seller won't give you that $5,000. Well, in the same way that you were a seller and didn't give that $5,000. So
I did a video on this not too long ago about negotiating, on each side of the table through a transaction, where I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. I know James and Yvonne have seen it. It's where a buyer or a seller get way too greedy, and they feel like they're kind of like, they want to be the guy at the table who like walks away all, I won that negotiation.
Oh, I love that.
People who are negotiating, whether it's even pre-listing or pre-contract, where you're trying to negotiate the fee with your realtor, or if you're trying to negotiate with the co-broke on the other side of, if you're a buyer or a seller, the main goal is to get the transaction done. Like, you want to sell your house or you want to buy your house, right?
You gotta pick that up.
Yes, I do need to answer this. It's my wife. No, actually, let's answer it. Baby.
Hey, what are you doing?
Doing a podcast.
You're in the middle of it. You're gonna be in it now.
You're on it. You're on camera. You're on the mic. What's your beef?
Well, I was just gonna let you know that your number one cheerleader over here just gave out your number and name to one of my coworkers, so you should be expecting a text from Luke. He's looking for a multifamily in Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
Baby girl, let's go.
Yeah.
How much percent you want for this? Let's negotiate this right now. How much you want? We're doing a podcast about negotiation, so let's negotiate this out while we're live.
I mean, let's be honest. As your wife.
Yep.
So typically, you take home What, third in
Don't
your
be putting my
taxes?
don't be putting my fees out there. Right? Yeah, a third for taxes, a third into my business, and a third home. Right?
Third to
We literally
business,
just went over that. I love that you said that.
and then the rest of it goes directly into my account.
Oh, so you
That's
want
how marriage
you want my
works.
fee?
Good woman.
You want my fee?
Well, I am the one that kind of like keeps everything running.
Hell yeah.
Damn, she's
Hell
fucking.
Yeah, Sarah.
There's like multiple buses I'm getting thrown under right now.
Yeah, hell yeah, Sarah.
Just keep coming.
Get your money up.
No, it's fully this is me supporting you, our lifestyle, our family.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny that.
Can't deny it. Well, thanks, babe. I appreciate the referral.
You're welcome.
Hi, Sarah.
All right, I'm heading home. I'll
All right.
see you later.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
You just got bamboozled.
Sometimes it works like that. Word of mouth.
Camera 1 and 2 are dying, but it's alright.
It's all right. We'll go. We'll
Just go
if they cut
until-
out, we'll cut out.
Go until it dies, I guess.
Before I was rudely interrupted. No, I'm just joking, babe. I love you.
You
Thank
keep
you for
digging
that.
that grave.
My
your
last
last
name is
name.
Graves. What were we talking about before she called?
Completely forgot.
So
Let's talk about that multifamily. What's your next step when you get that text?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that it's our coworker who wants to buy a multifamily in Mass, which we're gonna help him do. When I say we, it's because we work in a team, so we're gonna help him do it.
Multifamily's are my specialty. That's why I asked.
That's correct. And being a boss ass motherfucker's mine, so.
Touche.
I love this episode already.
I got completely.
This is a learning experience for us doing this podcast. Again, we're just talking shit and hopefully having some laughs, but getting some education in there. And I think we're getting better. We're no seasoned veteran of the podcast world, but we're getting better.
I could say I feel more comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cringe at watching the episodes. God damn.
Oh, I know. We're talking about negotiation. We're talking about
yeah,
negotiations. Yeah. So let me get back to that real quick, and then we'll move on. Is the point of a negotiation is to get to the end goal, which is either if you're a buyer, buying a house, if you're a seller, selling your house. If you go into a negotiation saying, I'm getting everything I want, regardless of whether the other side does or doesn't, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the negotiation. You're not going to get to the closing table, and you're not going to buy or you're not going to sell. If you can be lenient or have somebody advocate for you, which should be your realtor, to give you the insight to make not only the right decision, but decisions that are going to help the end goal, which is buying or selling. Dealing with this person now, they're just being unrealistic in the price they want me to do their listing for. And I didn't shut them down right away and say, oh, that's atrocious. Asking for X amount of dollars or X amount of percent is, I didn't say that. I informed them like, hey, I respect your decision. However, my side of the negotiation was, this is how we have to do it. And if I didn't say it quite like this, but if you can't accept that that's how it's going to be done, then unfortunately you're not ready to do business.
You might not be the real person. That's all.
Sometimes that's the case.
No, sometimes, like I said,
You know?
not all money is good money.
Mm-hmm.
It can be, but
So, let's move on from that.
yeah, what I had, Sarah completely threw me off my schedule.
What do you got coming up? Anything good?
Actually, no, you just reminded me. It's crazy how both our first listings this year went pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's closed. Yours is still pending, right?
Yeah, it's going smooth though.
All right, but it's going smooth. Your second one, it's a hassle. My second one's a hassle too.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. So I got a buyer moving from Puerto Rico here,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a seller trying to sell to go to Puerto Rico. If it was in the town he wanted, I would have put those together, but that's
Right.
not how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a seller that's also. I mean, we're not at the negotiation of prices yet,
Mm-hmm.
but for someone who sounds very adamant about doing something,
Mm-hmm.
he sure keeps postponing and pushing the schedule back. And I mean, I'm at a standstill with that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But nonetheless, what do I got going on? What's today? The 1st of February.
Today's the first, man.
Finally.
January flew by.
January, for the first time, usually January takes 30, 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Nothing this week. I hopefully to have another busy showing weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Next weekend I'm going up to Loon Mountain to bust my ass a few times.
So, I want video.
Huh?
I want video.
I got you. Yo, I might take.
Let me put this out there. I can already tell what you're gonna wear. You're gonna get snow pants, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna snowboard or ski?
Snowboard.
Okay. So
I
you're gonna
gotta
get your
go
snowboard. You're gonna get your
shopping
boots.
for that shit this weekend. Actually.
You're not gonna go buy a snowboard, are you?
No, I'm gonna take that shit.
I can already tell you what you're gonna wear.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wear probably black or blue snow pants.
Tell me more.
You're gonna wear probably a black or blue jacket,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you're gonna put a Kobe Bryant jersey over it.
Damn, that's dope.
Did I just read your fucking mind?
No,
Yes.
because I wouldn't get a Kobe Bryant jersey dirty with the snow.
You won't get dirty with snow. Well, you're gonna be falling.
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna be
fall.
falling.
That's true.
Yeah, you know.
That's
so
true. If you were a snowboarder like me,
if I mean, if I get like a fake jersey, I would do that, but nah. But now I'm considering the black pants. I like that. I have no idea what I'm wearing. Well, my wife hit me
you should
with
give it James. He probably has the pants for you.
Well, that's what I'm trying to go. I'm trying to wait till he gets back before I go shopping. Oh shit, it died. Oh, that's the end of that episode.
Looks like Herson's not gonna get any more FaceTime one-on-one.
Fuck it. What was I saying? Fran hits me with I got to get my cute fit. And I'm like, you're not even touching the snowboard or anything. So
She's not going.
she's going, but
She's not going snowboarding.
Nah, she's gonna like hiking, tubing, whatever.
Loon's got. Have you been up there?
Nah, actually,
There's a good little town she can go.
I
in, so.
don't know. Last time I did this was 2017. And
That's
I
a while
don't-
ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna relearn everything. I don't remember the mountain though, so I don't know if it's the same one. I'll know when I get there.
Hold on a second. Let's pause this real quick. And we're back.
Let me see if I have any notes for this week.
Yeah, we're getting blowed up, huh?
Yeah.
You know what we could talk about?
Mm.
You know what we could talk about? Culture. I'll talk about culture for a second.
Culture.
Work culture.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. This isn't kissing anybody's ass or anything, but I am proud of this place. This seems like I've only been here for not even 18 months now, but
I thought you were.
we've gotten new agents. We've definitely grown since I first walked through the door. I mean, obviously they were established, but it seems like we're doing like a lot of expansion.
That video with Dan Boken was dope.
The video with Dan Bogan was sick.
That was nice.
But I think Dan made a lot of good points. Like, we're a boutique brokerage. We're not very big, but
Shout out to Dan Boken.
We're taking We're taking our market share and we're running with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was
Dude,
just you and Dave. It was just you and Dave as far as just the agents here when I got here. Now you think about it, you got you, Dave, myself, Foss, Zach, Rose. We got the new guy, Mark. I mean, that's in 18 months.
We did
We interviewed two more.
Yeah.
And we've had a few come and go, but I think it was their prerogative that, like, hey, they were going to be the part-time agent. And they were like, well, I can't really do this part-time. So,
Yeah.
But dude, I fucking love it, man. I was very nervous coming here, especially coming from like a team environment in the police department, to thinking that I was going to sit in my own little cubicle type space and just making sales calls all fucking day, like it was office space.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm.
I mean, that's like the first conversation I had with Mark this morning. Because we're getting him spun up and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you think when you hear cold calling. It really isn't.
It's not.
The way I look at it is, I got something you want, and I can help you get it.
Oh, you're talking about cold calling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely not the best part of this fucking job. But like again, walking in from here 18 months ago, and being like,
Not knowing what
bro,
to
this isn't a
expect.
very big brokerage. Like I expected. So again, my perceived notion that this was going to be like a Remax, where you walk in, there's going to be 25 years. Like I thought it was going to be like the sales floor, like in Wolf of Wall Street. That's what. No, seriously, that's what I thought. I thought I was going to walk in and it was going to be people making cold calls and stand at the desk and like da da da, which would have been fine. I mean, obviously, I made the decision to come here, and in my head had that notion that that's how it was going to be. But the fact that it's not like other brokerages, like I've talked to other agents and they're like, "Oh, you know your broker?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Do I know my broker?" They're like, "I've been at my brokerage for 3 years. I think I've seen my broker like 3 times, and it was at the Christmas party."
Well,
And I was like, "Wait, what?"
A lot of brokers, once they get to that level, they just sit back, relax, and collect the money from their
Right.
agents.
Right. And that's all well and good. I mean, that's your business, but like it's nice to like come to I hate saying it like this because I'm very family oriented, but it seems like a family environment here where you can be more than coworkers here. Like you and I hanging outside of work. James and Yvonne and all of us hanging outside of work. We go on vacations together.
It's dope. I
Right.
love that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And if anything, it's affirmed my belief that, all right, this is the place for me, because if I did walk in here and it was make your calls, don't say shit to anybody else, yeah, dude, I would.
Deuces,
I'm all set. I'm going to go back to sitting in the cruiser for 16 hours.
I mean, teach me how to work for myself, teach me how to be a better business person, teach me how to conduct business.
But that's another thing. We get that too. We get the education.
But that's what I mean, like, but to have like a spot where it's just like essentially clocking in, clocking out, and you're not providing me value. Mm-mm. I mean, I'll go collect my paycheck somewhere that's easier.
But that's the thing too, is like I didn't want to have somebody telling me when I need to be at work. That's why I left the police department, because I was consistently having somebody saying, not only do you got to come to work,
motherfucker, where you at?
Not only do you got to come to work for your normal shift, but oh, by the way, you're staying another 8 hours. Like, I fucking hated that. And it's not that I'm like too proud to work for somebody else. I wanted to be able, I've always, my whole life, wanted to work for myself. This allows me to like semi do that, where I can make my own hours and do my own work. But if I didn't produce, if I wasn't producing, I think pretty much everybody here would be like, yo, motherfucker, like you can't do your own shit your own way, then you're gonna have to do it our way.
Yo, I hear you, but not for nothing. I think I found the issue. We don't really have like skinny shoulders, so I feel like this part makes me want to go like this, and it's not comfortable. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Home Goods or some shit.
Yes,
James, I'm bitching about your couches. Gotta find my own.
I just don't like it because I feel like I'm gonna fall over it. But
it's all right.
What else, man?
What do we got? No, we did that. I think that's it, dude.
Yeah. We'll have a little more structure once we get going. And this is us just talking shit.
Yo, the weeks are going by way too fast with this shit, though.
They are going by fast.
I was like, holy shit.
Like I said, January flew by.
What's it, number 4?
This is episode 4.
Yeah, shit.
So we haven't put anything out yet. Things are going to start rolling out.
Which is fine. I think I'd rather be a month ahead. That's going to work out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, we're going to do this once a week. Try to keep it to 20, 30 minutes. And obviously, you'll see stuff on Instagram. Like, we're going to put the clips out on Instagram.
I was going to say, the structure would be where you could find those would be, you're going to have short clips on IG. But it's going to be, I think we're just going to put it on the Rise YouTube page.
Yeah.
For the whole episode.
Yeah.
And then just small clips. Excuse me.
And we'll start having, people, and the first people that come to mind, other professionals like Dan Bolkin, from Bolkin Title and Closing.
We'll have some of our lenders, some of the agents here too.
Yep, some other agents
interested.
Some other agents from our brokerage, maybe even some other agents from outside brokerages that want to come in and just.
Nah, fuck them.
No competition here.
No.
I mean,
not about competition.
Like having people that we can interview and give more insight. Because again, this is us just learning how to do a podcast, shooting the shit, talking shit, trying to be somewhat funny. Probably not. We probably not funny at all.
I'm hilarious. I don't know about you.
You can fuck yourself. But yeah, so hopefully, if there's something you guys want to learn, actually, what would help us is leave us comments about stuff that you're interested in. Whether it's no question is dumb, no question is too much. If you have a question about what the process of buying or selling, questions about rates, questions about contracts, questions about the market, like leave us a comment. We'll gladly either talk about it on our own, or we'll have guests come in. If you want to talk about rates, we'll have our lender partners come in. They can talk about that in depth, and we'll just shoot this info out there for everybody to have. I think that's the best way to do it.
Dope.
So.
If you have any questions that you want answered on the podcast, please leave them in the comments below, and we'll make sure that we address them on the next episode. Thank you for watching.